Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Ba Shabbat Shabbat to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba Shabbat to the sisters. I'm priest and officer of 500 Yaquatsa under Commander Jenny Hanna, which is the One West Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, which was established since 1969 out of One West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And our job is to teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians of Negro, Aztec, Taino Indian descent, their true heritage, their true culture, what we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do, how to deal with each other in the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood according to the Lord's understanding, not the way Christianity teaches us or America teaches, though, because it's a bunch of lies and it destroys our people and makes our people lack knowledge and go against each other, though. So World War III is in the Bible. Your Christian pastors would never tell you or affirm you that World War III is in the Bible. Even the Roman Catholic and the oppressors that stole our records and looked up our records, though, they know that World War III is in the Bible. As a matter of fact, World War III is happening today. Even like when I was in the military, it's happening today. But once Christ returned, that's when World War III will be in full effect. But right now, it's happening today. So it's time that we shouldn't be too complacent, though. It's time to wake up, get with the brothers and sisters under Commander Jenny Hanna, so we can build this nation, though. And I'm going to give out a couple examples of why World War III must happen, and I'm going to go back up with more precepts pertaining to World War III. Brothers and sisters that's watching online, like, share, subscribe to class Bob Kushah, which is please in Hebrew, and the mighty men that's in the class with me, though. If y'all got any questions, man, please raise your hand. I'll get to it, though. So if I may, I'm gonna let's go down Joel chapter 9 verse 24 in the Old Testament, because that's just one example. The book of Joel chapter 9 verse 24. Baba Kusha. Great example of why we should be aware of what's going on. You got that, brother?
Yes, sir.
You got that order?
Yes, sir.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna break it down. You got that? All right. This the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So why is that important for us to understand that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked? Obviously, though, if can I ask y'all a question? Who's ruling the earth right now? What's the guess?
White people.
Exactly. What you think?
White people.
There you go. The white Jewish man over in the state of Israel, which is a part of our homeland, and Donald Trump and the NATO people and the elites with the quote unquote 666, the 666 Caucasian men ruling the earth, though. That's the people that's ruling the earth, though. That's controlling all the resources and controlling the Space Force, the military, and the radio stations, and to let you push out their propaganda to let you hear what we want, what they want to hear, and not make us pay attention to what's really going on. But they're the wicked, though, because we see a lot of people is being unalived throughout the earth. If Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians were ruling the earth right now, the earth would be at peace. We would put the other nations in their place. It wouldn't be violence like this. It wouldn't be wars like this. So obviously, we know that the earth is given into the hand. When it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, though, is referring to the oppressor, Donald Trump, a 34 convicted felon, a freaking child abuser, a freaking LGBT IUIC alternative lifestyle. He's all like, he's a sexual deviant. Facts, right? You know what I'm saying? We go cut straight to the point, though, because it don't make no sense for you claim to say that he claimed to be a man of God and say God bless America, though, but you doing so much wickedness. You bullied over other countries. You starting a lot of conflict with so many things. You lying and saying that our Latino brothers are sexual predators, You sending out ICE to destroy our people. You sending the police to destroy our people in the gutters and neighborhoods. So and so obviously though, there's no good in him. He's not righteous. He's not a man of God. He's a hypocrite. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So another rhetorical question, if I may. Y'all can answer it though. What's the biggest judge on the earth face that was covered? There you go. Yeah, just raise your hand next time. I appreciate y'all, brother. But yeah, there you go. Yahweh Shai, Christ, a black man named Christ, because during the Renaissance and around the Greek Empire, when Alexander the Greek and the Caucasians start to rule the earth, everything went to darkness. They whitewash a lot of the images of our great leaders. You know what I'm saying? And great people like Beethoven, King James, a black man that ruled Europe for 1,000 years. So many more. And Christ, which is the greatest man to ever walk the face of the earth, though. A man named Caesar Borgia is an alternative lifestyle Caucasian man that had his boyfriend is either Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo, whatever, though, paint the false image of Christ. Christ is supposed to be a dark-skinned man that descended from the tribe of Judah, but instead they whitewashed it and painted a false image, which is a Caucasian man with blue eyes and stringy hair, which is not nowhere near the Bible. That's very disrespectful, according to the Most High and the people in general, though. So we got to understand, though, when we find out who the wicked is, we understand that it's the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? It obviously exposes the type of things that he did right now, even the past, and what he did to hide himself from being a criminal. You know what I'm saying? They're the original criminals. That's why the Most High had to send out World War III, because right now the oppressors have extreme militaries. You know what I said? Remember I said they got the Space Force. They try to fly to Mars and all this other stuff, though. They're gonna unalive themselves trying to do that anyways. You can't go to another side. I want to sidebar real quick, though. You can't, logically speaking, you cannot. Your body's not meant to go to another planet or even the moon. It's not meant for that. It's only habitable for the Earth, though. But the oppressors are dumb. But my point is, though, them having the military and them being empowered, though, and having that ability, though, they're ruling unrighteousness, though. First and foremost, though, they claim to be the people of God, though, which is the biggest crime on the earth, though. So the Lord is against that. Another thing, though, they do a lot of false bearer witnesses, and they hold themselves not guilty, and they do a lot of things to destroy the ecosystem and mess up the economy. And they try to blame it on us, though. They try to blame it on us in the ghettos. You know what I'm saying? If they can't bully nobody in a foreign country, they try to use the police force or the FBI, CIA to infiltrate the gutters and the barrios and make us the criminal, though, which is ungodly, though. So this precept definitely pertains to the oppressors that's ruling the earth, though. And this is an example of why the Most High is got to bring World War III. Thermonuclear destruction is going to happen. It's going to, all the other nations go up against each other. They're not fit, though. Can I get what's the other precept? The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 25. I'm gonna get with this precept, then I'm gonna get to the book of Obadiah, and then we're gonna go on with the meat and potatoes of this topic about World War III. Let me get Romans chapter 1, verse 25, because it's just to understand of why World War III must happen. It's a whole ton of precepts, though, but I'm just gonna get up, bring out a few for time's sake. Let's hear what Paul got to say. Another man of God. Book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 25. Right. Let me know when you got it. And you got
I'm there.
you got it. What about you, Corey? Hold on, Salaki. Let me get into it myself. Because when you read, so even these preachers I put out, when you read though, it's like so obvious. It's so obvious, you know. This the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie? So another rhetorical question, right? Paul is saying, who changed the truth that the Most High brought out on this earth into a damn lie? Can you buy guess? If you got it, what you got, brother?
The Jewish man.
There you go. What else?
Oppressor.
The oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Whether you Russian, whether you Irish, whether you Italian, you know what I'm saying? Whether you George Bush, whether you George Washington, whether you Abraham Lincoln, all of them speak lies, brought out lies. It don't matter. Whether you Christopher Columbus, you know, all of them do pretty much the same thing and lie the same way or differently. You know, they all lie about history and propaganda, a lot of things. Hitler from Nazi Germany, he brought out truth, but at the same time he brought out lies too. He was still, you know what I'm saying? It didn't matter, you know. So we got to understand though, the oppressor or the Caucasian man changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, which is the reason. And by them being in charge right now, though, because of our mess up though of our forefathers, they're not fit to rule the earth though. So World War III must happen though, because if the oppressor continues to keep ruling, he'll damn near wipe everything out to extinction. You see. I'm gonna tell you how he's telling the lie, because he'll wipe out a lot of animals to extinction. Then he'll make commercials like "Save the tigers, save the polar bears, save the fish, save the bees." You're a liar. You're the one that's destroyed the ecosystem. Uh, what else they do? They contaminate the water. They snatch up all the doggone shrimp and lobster and oysters and other sea creatures that clean the water. And they'll lie about it and say keep the water clean. You know, they make commercials of keeping the water clean and all this other stuff. Though. No, you're lying. You know, you're contaminating the water by sucking up all the unclean foods and eating it. And the whole purpose of those animals to be there is to clean the water. You know, what else they do? They say we have a shortage of food. That's another lie. You ever heard the oppressor saying like there be a limited supply of food? That's another lie. You know why it's another lie? Because the Most High is more smarter than any man on earth. The Most High has enough food throughout this whole earth for every single human being to be obese. The Most High is not the author of confusion. We know that for a fact, because what happens, like I knew this like back when I was in the military. The oppressor will have tons and tons of food in connexes and cargo ships and other different containers, and then he'd just waste and throw it away. He'd throw it away. I've said that before. I say that in the military. It's a lot of good food to have that you could give to the poor at the gutters or at the projects. It's a lot of people that can be fed at the projects in neighborhoods still, but he had wasted on purpose, and then make lies of why it's going. You know, shows you he's not a man. He's not fit to rule. You know, that's another lie. He lied and said that you could be an alternative lifestyle. You could, a man could sleep with another man. A woman could sleep with another woman. Okay, so how are we going to procreate? Well, logically speaking, though, it's disgusting. Number one, common sense scientifically, though, you know. So that's their nature, though. You know what I'm saying? See, the problem is, though, if we do it, we get the disease and we end up losing our life, though. We're not supposed to do it, though. You know, that's why this is another example of why World War III must happen, because the oppressor, he's a sophisticated, great liar. He's done a great job lying and changing the truth for hundreds of years. You know, even back during the Roman and Greek Empire, though. You know what I'm saying? They've been a great job being a sophisticated, crafty liar. They're crafty and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. Here's the kicker, though. When the oppressor unalived us with the modern sword, which would be the gun, right? You know, or the rifle. They forced us to serve a false image of Christ, which is a creature. That's that the white man says that's the Most High. No, or even if the white man says that's Christ, no, because first and foremost we understand that the Most High is not a man of flesh. We understand, like, when we come to the truth, though, that Christ right now is in this angelic form, though. But when he get orders from the Most High to return back to the earth, though, he'll be in his fleshly state. The Most High doesn't come to the earth. The Most High is in space, though, in his throne. That's where the Most High at. Christ is giving orders if he had when he makes his second coming to return back in flesh. The Most High can't do that. But the oppressor, being a base people, though, changing the truth into a lie, wants to serve the creature. Like even with like Hitler, though. Hitler technically didn't serve Christ. You know, I say, even though the Aryans or the Nazis believed that Christ was had blue eyes and blonde hair. No, they wanted to worship Hitler. That's what it is. It's no different than Trump. They really want you to worship Trump. No different than Putin. They want you to serve Putin. You know what I'm saying? They don't serve the Most High. Even the white Jewish man in the state of Israel, they don't serve God. And if I mistake last time, though, the white Jewish people don't believe in Christ, though. They don't believe in Christ. They follow the Old Testament, but they don't believe in Christ. Right? That's the thing. We that's not that hard to figure out, though. That shit we should have been. We could expose that even more. They don't. It doesn't make sense from to follow the Torah or the Old Testament, though, when the Old Testament, New Testament in the Apocrypha speaks about Christ throughout the whole entire Bible, because Christ was incarnated a few times before he came Christ, though. But they don't understand They don't understand the Bible. It's not for them, you know. And my point, bring it out, is like them changing the truth into a lie and brainwashing our people and causing a lot of confusion is why World War III must happen. The empire must come to an end. Every empire came to an end. The Roman, the Greek, the Assyrian, the Persian, the Babylonian. You know what I'm saying? The Egyptian. This is Babylon the Great right here, America. This is like new Babylon. Besides from the old Babylon, it's no different. New Babylon is Sodom, because they allow alternative lifestyle, which is disgusting, and Babylon, though, because you could serve anything, you could worship any damn thing, you know, so which don't make sense, you know, or you could be atheist, which don't make sense, you know. So this precept is very, very important to understand, to link up of why World War III must happen, because a lie can be vicious. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor is good at bringing out lies, especially like since he's in power, he got the money, he got the resource, though. And the reason why we're in the lower state, though, because we decide to disobey the Most High, our forefathers. So us right now, we're paying for what our forefathers is. So it's our job as a nation, as Black and brown people, though, of Negro, Latino, Indian descent, to follow the Most High in this Bible, learn from a priest and prophet under command of Jenny Hanna, and build our nation. So, you know, just to make a long story short, though, you know, I'm gonna get one more precept before we go into the World War III topic. You know, let me get the Book of Obadiah. Go to the Book of Obadiah. You're right. Yeah, it's like one of the last books. It ain't the last book, but it's one of the last books, though, because Malachi will be the very last book. But it's Obadiah. I'm almost there. Let me know if y'all brothers got it. Oh, all right, okay, you got it. All right, get there with me 1 second. brand new sword too. I wanna. All right, where we at? Oh, here's a good one right here. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 5. If thieves came to thee, right? If robbers by night, how art thou cut off though? We know historically the oppressor has been robbing, stealing, and lying about everything. You know how we know? Because historically speaking, though, we know that the oppressors go to different countries and push out and try to enforce their democracy and religious belief, though. And if you don't get in line with them, guess what they do? If I may, can I ask you a question? What happens? Let's say, for example, Japan. Back in World War II, right? When America came to deal with Japan, right? What happened when Japan uh, did not agree with America's democracy, diplomacy, something like that?
It's too short, but I'll say they blew them up.
Right. That's what happens. They drop bombs on you
Okay.
because here's an example though. Because even when Japan and America was fighting against each other, because they have two different beliefs. Though America trying to force their democracy and the belief on Japan. You know, so you got to remember, America came over to fight Japan. Japan didn't come to fight America. See, that's another thing. Japan was fighting a man-to-man battle like you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? America, there was beating up America. You know, to a certain extent though. And then what happens? Like America decides to use the atomic bomb, drop atomic bombs in Nagasaki. And,
okay, there
you go. And Omaha in different spots though, and then Japan ended up losing, and then Japan ended up surrendering and falling to their belief system and democracy. That's how Christianity is put out in Japan as well too, because of America conquered them. Christianity is some parts of Iraq and Afghanistan, because I was deployed over there. You know what I'm saying? They still got military bases. They don't have it fully conquered though, but at some point, you know what I'm saying? Christianity is spread throughout the globe because America or Spain or Rome or the Roman Catholic goes around different parts of the earth and conquers it. And when they deal with other people, though, they tell the people that's from a different belief system or whatever, though, if they don't submit to their Christianity belief and religious belief or whatever democracy protocols they got, though, they're going to war with them and they're going to force it with them by the sword and drop bombs. And that's what America was doing the whole time. You know, the Korea War, the Vietnam War. They lost the Korea War, the Vietnam War, but the World War II, I can say it's a little bit different though. But when they went to Iraq though and Afghanistan, that's exactly what they was doing. You know, again, myself though, being a former military man though, I knew that from the get go, like during my later years, to find out what was really going on. You know, but it is what it is. So I thank the Most High protecting me though. You know, but it's time for everything though. But my point is though, that's how we know that this speaks about the oppressor though, because because by them being thieves and robbers by night, and then they come in with you at peace face, but then in their mind though they want to backstab you though, you know, which is diabolical. You know, is why the Most High got to put these nation of people in their place. World War III must come in. Must happen. Would they not have stolen till they had enough? See, here's another kicker right here of why World War III must happen. Though. Epstein and Trump and what's that dude name that made the Teslas?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. And a lot of other oppressors got billions and billions and trillions of dollars. It is a damn shame with all that money you can't feed these blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians in these gutters, reservations, and barrios. Like, excuse my French. What the fuck you need $1 trillion for? Excuse my French. Like, you know what I'm saying? money is good because it's a defense tool. And again, Salakia for the strong language or for the profanity, though, but oppression do makes a wise man mad. You know what I'm saying? What in the hell do you need $1 billion for? You know, with that type of money, what more do you need? You know what I'm saying? According to what Obadiah said in chapter 1, verse 5. You know what I'm saying? What they have not stolen till they had enough, though. What, like, how much more do they need, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. You know, like, if I may, I want to sidebar in the Black Watch. I recall, I think it was Black Watch TV, though. The generals bringing out like the oppressors and Caucasians that own Walmart and own a lot of different stores and own candy companies, and they got like billions and billions of dollars. They can use some of that money to fix the brothers and sisters out these projects, gutters, and barriers. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It just shows you how base and carnal minded it is, though. You know what I'm saying? It shows that they're not fit to rule anything, man. You know, at that point, though, you should be helping out as many people as possible. You're going to still have enough money. You know what I'm saying? What in the hell do you need like 50 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, 2-3 million, okay, that's fine. Like a couple $100,000, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But like the ridiculous amount of money that a lot of these retro oppressors got, though, it's you know, it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know, it's madness. You know. And then my point bringing out is like why World War III must happen, though. You know what I'm saying? They must be taken out of power, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they're willing to starve the people, though. You got all the, you're not doing nothing, but they do a lot of carnal and lustful things and fleshly things and sexual deviant things too. Like I said, the Epsteins, they're a bunch of sexual deviants. Trump is a sexual deviant, you know. A lot of these oppressors and rulers are sexual deviants. And the sad thing is a lot of our brothers and sisters that's at a high status with all this money, they sexual deviants too. Did he no different? More than likely, Jay-Z is too. I don't have nothing personal against Jay-Z. I like his music. I like him as an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like a cool person, though. But the fact is, him being involved with the people that's caught up with this stuff, R. Kelly, him being affiliated with them, it's so obvious. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, come on, ain't nobody stupid, man. You got all this money, and if it's anything, you need to help a lot of brothers and sisters in these projects and neighborhoods as much as possible. We don't give a damn what it is. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the thing is, though, the philosophy and the mind state they got is the philosophy of Christianity and the American philosophy. It teaches how to be selfish. It teaches how to like go against and have conflicts towards one another. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's where the word the root of money is money is the root of all evil if it's used unrighteously. That's, you know what I'm saying? Money is good to have because it's a defense tool, but the people that's in power and that has it, though, even our people, though, it makes them evil because the state of mind they're in, you know what I'm saying, their mind state is Christianity. It's America, you know what I'm saying? It's America, you know what I'm saying? It goes absolutely against the Most High. That's why World War III must happen, because they're not, with them being in power, though, they have the military might, though, they're not going to give up their position, though. So that's why it's going to have to take the Most High to give Christ orders to step in with the 200 million angels to destroy this place. And the other empires that's a power like North Korea, China, all that, because they're not going to give up their power. But when Christ returns, he gonna put all that, he gonna destroy all that, he gonna put everybody in their place. And if you're not in Christ's side, though, you got to be out of line. That's what's gonna happen. You're not the spirit of the Most High. So that's important to understand. I'm almost done with this one. To thee, would they not leave some grapes? Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out, though? Esau is the progenitor of the Caucasian race, right? According to verse 6. Esau is it would be Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Esau is George Washington. Esau is George Bush. Esau is Joe Biden, it don't matter. Democrat, Republican, all of them evil. Epstein, all the Epsteins, they all evil. Russia, you know what I'm saying? Putin, all of them is oppressors, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's Esau. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his head things sought out? Right. You know, see, the Most High is exposing everything that's going on in this earth. See, a carnal dumb man or a woman would think that all the wicked things they doing behind closed door is not out though. Do you know that not only the Most High is watching though, because the Most High is the only being that's omnipresent though, but the angels or the messengers travel through from earth and report everything to the Most High. Right, the angels, right? That's why it's the purpose of messengers, angels. That's their purpose. That's their job. They travel from space and through the earth though, because we can't see them with our naked eyes. You know what I'm saying? They travel through from the earth though, and report everything, every single thing that's going on with the Most High. So you can do things behind closed door though, but somebody's always freaking watching. That's the Most High. That's the angels. Believe that. So, you know, whatever wicked, vile, disgusting thing you do behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? If I say it though, which I shouldn't see anyways, though, that's fine though. But the Most High is watching your dumb ass. The angels report everything, you know. So these are some examples of why World War III must happen. Let me get Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 32. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the pride. That's the pride of the oppressors. Though they there's so many crimes, and they think because judgment doesn't happen to them expediently or quick enough, though, that they're not going to face it. Nobody can escape judgment. So if you was unrighteous and you didn't repent, in this lifetime, when you come back the next lifetime, you will face judgment. Believe that. Nobody can run from judgment. That's what the people of the world don't understand. You know, why you think that? Why you think young people die so young or babies die so young? Because in their former lifetime they did something wicked and they didn't repent, and then they never faced the judgment. See, nobody escaped. Yeah, that's how you know. That's why, like for us though, we stay righteous and be in the spirit of the Most High, keep the law, statutes, commandments, and you know, do what we got to do. Though the next lifetime will be a lot better. We will be rewarded better next time. If not, though, we go receive a judgment or a punishment. Ever notice how babies are born mentally retarded or with one arm or disfigured and all that? Because that's a judgment for the Most High. Born blind, that's judgment for the Most High. The Lord can do whatever the Lord do, but the Lord is righteous though. So if you remember, we got to remember though. I want to side start. If it's anything that we did in our last former lifetime and we didn't face the judgment, we're going to face it next lifetime. So that's why it's good that we need to follow the Most High, and we follow the Most High. We don't have to worry about being destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. You got Ezekiel 20 and 32, if I may. You brothers got it? Let me know when you got it. Yep. Yep. Just the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20. Oh, Salagi. I'm gonna take it wrong, 20 verse 32, and that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone. This talk about the other nations. You talk like okay, Persia or Iran, though, right? They serve a different God. They prideful, you know what I'm saying? We ain't signing with Iran. You know, so even though Iran is actually doing what they're supposed to do. We ain't siding with Iran. That's they serve another God. North Korea, they serve another God. They got a military might. Even Russia, they self do. They don't deal with they hate America. So that's another set of oppressors that hate America, you know what I'm saying? But they serve a different, you know what I'm saying, different lifestyle. You know, we're not signing up with none of them though. You know, because this is speaking about other countries that serve what is stone. What is the wood? If I may, what is the wood? Far as like that serve when you see it, you got what's that?
The wooden cross.
Yep, there you go. Christianity. What is the stone?
Allah.
Yep. Islam. They circle that rock in the Middle East and kiss it, or anybody throughout the earth that serve Allah or Islam though is a false deity though. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the kicker though. Sidebar. The Quran says that the Israelites are God's chosen people though, and people that follow Islam subscribe to the Bible a lot though. So that doesn't make sense though. You know that's confusion right there. That shows you how confused it is. And again, a lot of brothers and sisters I know that's Islam. I'm not bashing them at a personal level though, but I have to go against that religious system that's corrupted. That's corrupt though, because when Christ returned though, he's come with a sword. That during World War III, he's not coming with roses. He's come with a sword, and if you're not on the right side of Christ though, you got to be unalive, or you're going to die by thermonuclear missiles. I'm saying that's two ways that people are gonna lose their life though when Christ returns. Either the thermonuclear missiles, or when he comes through and he start to put things in order though, put people in their place though. If you're not in the right spirit though, he's gonna align you. Facts. But this is dealing with the other nations that want to serve their gods and deities. We shouldn't partake in that though. That's why Commanding General Hanna was telling us not to get into the United States military. Like for us, that was former military. That was back when we was in the world. Though. But he said for brothers and sisters that's in the service right now, they should leave out though, because more and more terrible things are going to happen. And if you're not serving the right God, more than likely you're going to be unalive. And it's not going to be good. The Lord's not going to be with you. Verse 33, as I live, said the most high power, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretch out arm and with fiery power out will I rule over you, right? Because when Christ returned with his 200 million angels, the Space Force is going to try to fight against the Most High, Christ, and the angels. That's why they got the Space Force. Nobody's stupid, man. What in the hell do you need a space military for? Who the fuck is you fighting out in space? You know, it's just like, excuse my French, once again, though, you know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, we understand it common sense and in a logical way from the Bible, and the Lord put the spirit in you. You understand that the oppressor does things that just don't make sense to him. The oppressor knows exactly what he's doing deep down in his mind, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense to him. How in the hell you gonna fight against a creator that create the sun, moon, stars, and galaxies? And at that status, though, Christ is gonna be more powerful than ever. Christ is above the angels. Christ is more powerful than the angels, and the angels are more powerful than terrestrial flesh and blood. They're more powerful than us, though. So what in the hell makes you think you go use guns and rifles and even atomic missiles to fight against the angels? That's celestial powers. And like I said before, Christ is more powerful than the angels because it's the Most High, it's Christ, Yahushua Mashiach, right? Then it's the angels, then it's man in the flesh, then it's the woman in the flesh. You see, right? Of that nature. So, oppressor being proud and has lack of understanding, though, he has the audacity to have the Space Force to fight against the Most High, Christ, and the angels. You know, and he has the audacity to think he could just do whatever he want to do and when he want to do throughout the earth. You know, which is why this empire is slowly crumbling down. It's crumbling down. It's coming to an end. You know, they know it. You see the inflation, the economy is jacked up. You see the American dollar is going down. That shit going down. You know what I'm saying? Right, it's going down. See, Trump been a stupid idiot though, doing all types of things against Iran and other nations, and think you do this, do that though. You like, which is crazy though. Like everything is going down to the ground now. The oppressors that voted for Trump and think Trump do this, do that though, they stupid, because guess what? The elites, Trump, the Epsteins, and all the higher up oppressors is getting all the money. The oppressors that works at the farm or low class and poor and hillbillies and all that, they not getting nothing. They stupid. And guess what? Once they go to the military or whatever, though, the other oppressors go take away their property, their farmland. In the news, though, they brought out that the oppressors was losing their farmland and their crops and all that. They brought that out in the news though, because those were the same oppressors that voted for Trump though. They're idiots. You voted for a man, a New York hustler that gambled you and played your dumbass.
And they took away the
what else?
The Mexican from right.
Right. And here's another thing. What you brought out is so heavy. Why World War III is happening right now? It must happen though, because they stupid. You took out the hardest working people, which is the lowest working people though. Mexicans are by far the most hardest working people on the face of the earth. The Mexicans are outstanding, beautiful people though. They does the agriculture officially. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Mexican brothers grow crops though, but even back when I was at Esau's military though, I know a lot of Mexican brothers and sisters though, and other Latino tribes though, but even going out in the wilderness though, I've seen a lot of Mexicans grow crops and work down by the border states and do this, do that. And even the military, the Mexican brothers and sisters are by far the most hardest working people on the face of the earth. And this devil got the audacity to call them lazy. It's just like they call us lazy though. But they forget though, without us though, America would never be established the way it is. Not at all. Then we even had a Space Force, because our sisters was the one that had the thought process and the mathematical knowledge of how to get them to the moon and all that. Our sisters. That's how stupid it is. It proud is, but what the oppressors pride though, they still deal with unrighteously. They still do unrighteousness to society and the environment and throughout the land. That's why World War III must happen, and the Most High got to take them out of power. Though. Let's go to Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. I'm glad you brought that out, though, Warren. Right. The last book, Revelations 11 and 14. Yep. Chapter 11, verse 14. Yep. Let me see. Matter of fact, start at 13 for a little more context. Well, you want to know, but start at verse 13. A little more context.
Chapter 13.
The chapter 11, and we have started at verse 13. Oh, matter of fact, Salakia, 12. Let's do 12. Let's start at 12. You want to know? Where we start at 12. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying to them, "Come hither." And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. So a cloud will be a chariot. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ and the angels got the orders from the Most High to come down to earth and pay a visit to earth and deal with these oppressors and these other heathens that's making this place more unrighteous, and that's destroying this place. Right. We need that to happen. The only thing we need to do as Blacks and Native American Indians is obey the Most High. We're establishing our army right now. It's the ISUBK under Commander Jenny Hanna. That's going to be the flesh and blood army of the Most High. The celestial army of the Most High is the angels, like Michael and Gabriel and the other angels, whether it's the righteous angels and the death angels. wicked angels that follows the orders of the Most High. That's the Most High celestial military. The Most High's flesh and blood military is going to be us under Commander General Hana and ISUP Cato, because when Christ give us the order on the earth, we're going to put all these nations to the oppressors in their place. And if they don't follow what the F we tell them to do, it's going to be ordered popping. That's going to happen. I don't want no damn reservation. What's that called? It start with an R. It's something you get money. It's reparations. So I appreciate that, by the word. I don't care about the reparations. I like money, but I don't care about reparations. I want revenge. I want justice. What happened to my people? Every terrible thing that they did to my people, and the Jewish man taking away our identity, which is a crime against crime against life, and most importantly, a crime against the Most High. So, like, I lost my train of thought, though. A crime against humanity. It's a crime against humanity to steal another people's identity. But more importantly, it's a crime against the Most High. They're gonna pay. They're gonna have to pay for that. And now we don't know what the F we are. We say we African. We say we American. We say we Christian. We Baptist. We Islam. We all these other. We black and all this other stupid stuff. That's a lot of confusion. That's not what the Lord call us in the Bible. The Most High call us the 12 tribes of Israel, Yasharallah, which means principal power. We are the biblical Israelites. And we have 12 tribes from Yahawada or Judah all the way to Yashakar, Issachar. Right. We teach Hebrew too. Right. So we understand that in Revelations 11, starting with 12, though, the cloud is speaking about a chariot, and their enemies beheld them. And in that day, the white man or the oppressors in the other nations are going to witness chariots, UFOs. Y'all familiar with the movie Independence Day, Mars Attack? That's my favorite one, Mars Attack, because that's like a thing that shows, like, in reality they can't mess with the Most High's military. That's the chariot, the UFOs, those chariots, right. The oppressor knew about that. They made movies, Independence Day, Mars Attack. That's right. When the angels invade, Christ and the angels invade Earth and put the people in Earth back in their place. The people that's ruling the Earth, though, in their place, though. The people that's wicked, right. Verse 13, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, right. The only person that can does earthquakes the Most High. Not no damn Mother Nature. There's no such thing as Mother Nature. The Most High does earthquakes. That come from the power of Him. White man, stop lying so much. That's the Most High doing that. They know that. That's the wrath of the Most High. And the 10th part of the city fell. And the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were frightened. Right, because when earthquakes and other natural disasters happen, white people get scared. I was afraid because I wanted the truth, though, but I'm not scared no more, because that's my Father, the Most High, putting these oppressors, these heathens in their place for the things they doing that's against the Most High. I'm glad it's happening, right? Because it's time for all this madness to end. It's time for all the silly stuff, goofy stuff going on, and they got going on. And gave glory to God of heaven. The second destruction is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The second woe means destruction. That's what woe means. The second woe speaks about World War II, Nazi Germany, Imperial Japan. What I spoke about before, though, when the oppressor tried to bully Japan and they was getting their ass whooped, though, but then they had to use atomic bombs to put Japan in their place, though, like a coward. But Japan was fighting man to man. The oppressor used an atomic bomb, and here's the thing: how diabolical it is. They destroy military soldiers. They destroy innocent civilians. Japan wouldn't do a thing like that, and when Japan was attacking Pearl Harbor, they was attacking military bases. The oppressor, this diabolical devil, when he dropped that atomic bomb, he destroyed innocent civilians by the millions. By the millions. That scared everybody throughout the whole earth. No different with Nazi Germany. They destroyed a lot of civilians, and a lot of our people lived. A lot of blacks and Latinos lived in Germany. They'll tell you about that. A lot of blacks and Latinos was in Nazi Germany army because all of us served in every oppressor's military, whether it's the Roman Empire, the Roman military, the Greek military, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War II, the Vietnam War. We served in every white man's military, right? We served in Nazi, just like in the Revolutionary War. Though the British had a lot of black men serving the British men's military, because I see that movie Patriot. I seen a couple of black men in the British military, right? Just like in the Confederate Army, you had black people in the Confederate Army down south too. We was in every single white man's military. That made the military great. Facts. Because you got to remember, remnants of us was in the UK and the Great Britain. So that's how we know. And again, we served in the Nazi military too. They don't tell you that though. You had black Nazis. They don't tell you that. You had black Nazis though. And here's a kicker though. The word Schwartz means black. Schwartz. It means black. When it's properly, when you look it up though, it means black. Because when you read the book about King James and other historical books, it says Swartzy is black, right? A lot of history that the oppressor is not going to tell you. And again, the second woe is past, so that speaks about World War II. Behold, and third war cometh quickly, though. So guess what? 2026, World War III is happening today, because we see it on the news. We even see it outside. What's going on with ICE? What's going on with the police? What's going on with the military, even here out in America? What's going on with Democrats and Republicans? I said both of them is evil. So what? You shouldn't vote for none of them. They talk about voting the lesser evil. No, how about we vote for the Most High and do what the Most High said, and isolate your spirit away from the oppressor's philosophies and his belief systems and his political beliefs. Isolate it. Keep your spirit. We can't physically get away from though, but it's the most powerful thing, the mind. You can spiritually take your mind and change your thought process from the way that the white man choose to live. If the white man would have lived like an LGBT QIUIC, that's his problem. That's their nature. That let them do that, because obviously that's why World War III got to happen though. Because obviously, guess what? Trump is an alternative lifestyle. He's a molester. Salaki. He's a child abuser. You know what I'm saying? He the reason why he got a girlfriend though, because he got money. If he ain't had no money though, he wouldn't have that girl. How about that? He ain't got no game. He ain't no swagger. He ain't no right. He ain't got none of that. He got force people to get what he want. Obviously, he just said grab the woman by the vagina, right? He just shows you like he's a sexual demon. He can't get a woman. He can't get no vagina, man. And that's why World War III got to happen though. And the reason why nothing's happening though, because the people that's in power, and even the people that's against us that disagree with what he said though, they're not actually pushing out though, because they're too scared, they're too afraid, they're too shook, they're a coward. But in the eyes should be carried the commanders of Yahweh, we're gonna speak up. We're gonna speak up according to what the Lord said. And what we just read out though is why World War III is happening, and it must be in full effect in the near future. Right? Verse 15. Verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdom of this world are become the kingdom of our Lord and of Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. When World War III be in full effect, and when it be over with, though, our King Yahushua Mashiach, when he established the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be on the earth, not no damn sky, it's going to be on earth. We're gonna be on earth, ruling the kingdom of heaven. It's gonna be a everlasting kingdom. The oppressors is gonna be serving us. It's gonna be a servitude. All the other nations gonna be a servitude. They're gonna be second, third class citizens. We gonna be first class citizens. But us under Commander Jenny Hanna, we're striving to be the elect, the 144,000. We striving, we fighting tooth and nail every single day, fighting our battling our spirit to be part of that electo, so we can have absolute rulership of the entire earth under Christ. The other blacks and Latinos, that's gonna be the other part. They're gonna be citizens that gonna have priority over the other nations. The other nations that's in the kingdom is going to be serving us and building our kingdom and serving us. They're going to be farming. They're going to be building monuments. They're going to be paving roads. They're going to be taking out the garbage. They're going to be cleaning. They're going to be cooking. They're going to be doing every damn thing we tell them to do, or it's going to be on and popping. But the other brothers and sisters are just going to have priority order. They got to worry about that. But us under Commander Jenny Hanna, we're fighting for rulership, though. The 144,000 is going to be the 144,000 ruling men under Christ. Just like the 666 is not the mark of the beast. The 666 is the 666 Caucasian men that's ruling the earth right now. But that shit coming to an end. It's going to be over with. But what we doing right now is fighting, is striving to be the elect, to rule under Christ. That's why we should pray that World War III comes in full effect as soon as possible, expeditiously. Let's go to I'm gonna go to one last verse and we go to a part 2. Next Tuesday won't be no class though. But when we come back, though, we go to part 2 of World War III prophecies. But for time's sake, I'm gonna go to one more precept. Next class, not the next Tuesday. Ain't gonna be no class though. But last precept, Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. We'll do a part 2 to this for time's sake. Because once a Black, Latino, Native American, and then man, woman, and child find out they are Israelite, now they have a certain purpose on how they're supposed to live and how they're supposed to carry themselves. So when Christ returns, they body and spirit can be redeemed. So they don't be unalive the nuclear thermonuclear fire, because the Most High is not fucking playing. Excuse my French. And Christ not playing, so they don't be unalive by Christ, because Christ is going to be extremely angry when he come. He's come with a sword. Oh, Salaki, let me get that last precept. He's not coming with roses like Christianity teaches. He's coming with a sword. That means a lot of people is gonna lose their life. He not playing games. Christ ain't no punk. Christ is a real nigga. Christ is that dude. And I said Matthew 24, verse 4. Yeah, that'd be the last precept for today's class. We'll do a part 2 of this, a part 2. Next class. Right after Passover, right after the Passover weekend, when we do class another time, we'll do a part 2 of this. 24, the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 4, right? Whenever you're ready. Y'all got it, brother? All right. Just the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. So Christ is telling his people, our people, he ain't talking to everybody. He's telling our people to take consideration and let no man in the flesh deceive you. Even myself, don't let me deceive you. But me being serving the Most High under the leadership of Commander Jenny Hanado, it is my obligation to do the work of the Lord. So I can't deceive you. So even myself, I got to check myself. I'll make an example. Even myself, I got to check myself every single day. Make sure I'm in the right spirit of the Most High. Make sure I seek counsel if I need counsel by a man of God in the school. Right. So make sure no man in the flesh deceive you. Right. Verse 5, for many shall come in my name. Right, because here's the kicker though. A lot of people claim to say they're a man of God, right? This speaks about Christian pastors, fake Israelite groups, or any man on earth that claim he says he's a man of God, right? Saying, I am Hamashiach, I am, right, and shall deceive many, right? Your Christian pastors, Donald Trump, he said that, he said, God bless America. He said he's a man of God, but he doing all manner of wickedness. The Jewish people that claim to be the Lord's chosen people, though. So if you claim to be the Lord's chosen people, but you're doing all manner of wickedness and you're doing oral sex in infants, what's that shit called? They do that the Jewish man do. They do some type of oral sex to an infant. It's a more abysmal or something like that. That's against the Bible. That's wicked. That's against the Bible. The Lord is actually get that though, but they claim they're the man of God. So what is it called? Yeah, but it's not the proper type of circumcision. That the circumcision that the Jewish man do is oral sex at an infant. You know what you that's sexual pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? Deviant. You know, the Lord is absolutely against that though. The Jewish man will pay for that. Yeah. Ain't no nigga is gonna give an infant or you know what I'm saying, right? You know, so but these are the people that claim they're a man of God though. So we are beware of. That's my point. Right. They did a bunch of deceivers. Verse 6, and ye shall have of wars and rumors of wars. Remember when I was talking about wars? The rumors of wars, remember North Korea and China is actually against America. They actually side with Russia. There's rumors of wars about the French. It's not a French is going against America. NATO, Trump is against NATO now, but Trump want to get along with NATO. No, NATO don't like them. Right, that's rumors. That's going to be the truth at some time. Iran and Pakistan is against the state of Israel and America, right? That's what happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So all this that's coming out though is happening today. What it says in verse 6, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of war. It's wars right here right now. ICE and Democrat and Republican, and it's wars right now happening in America, right? There's going to be a civil war in America, right? Right, it's happening right now, but it's not in full effect, right? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7: for nation shall rise against nation, right? Islam is going to be against Christianity. All these different religious groups and different militaries will come up against each other throughout this earth. And we see it today. And the kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. What I was talking about before with the earthquakes, the tornadoes, and the hurricanes, all that is happening right now. It is going to be more effect. The famine is going to be lack of food because the oppression is diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And when I said the American dollar is coming at devalued like crazy, all that because World War III must be in full effect sometime soon. For us to have rulership and for the earth to restore and for the people to rejoice. Because right now, everybody's in mourning. Everybody's suffering because some stupid devil, some stupid idiot child abuser or, you know, the people that's ruling the earth, though. Remember I said the people that got all this money that's not feeding the people in the communities and projects, though. That's crazy. You know, they don't need to be ruling no more. But we're gonna do a part 2 after Passover. But I gotta get ready to close class. So the men to our module, which means to stand. I should be security announcements. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 and 10. Means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to general or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We got the Lord's 57th annual Passover down in Houston, Texas, April 1st to 6th. The 4th will be the most important day of the world. The Lord's 57th annual Passover. Start preparing hotels, Airbnbs, and transportation right now where you can. Remind Akim Akwathim, check bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper to school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, Amajim is being stand. Amadu Shabbat. Amajim, Barak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah.
Sorry, which means to turn. Let's give a courtesy salute to the Akwathim of the sisters. Amajim. Let's sister stand. Amajim stand. Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh. Shamar. Alatha. Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Amajim. Yazbatah. Class dismissed.